Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Fix. So yesterday I did a live video. I gave you guys two no-run first innings. I just mentioned them very quickly. I actually talked about them. They both won. I did also talk about three batter props. I told you the warnings about that because when you get later in the season, you tend to walk these guys a lot more. Things like that. Once they get closer to the playoffs, they already know who these guys are. So they start walking them on purpose. So all three of the batter props that I mentioned did lose. I'm going to show you the ones that I have available that I'm looking at, but more than likely I'm going to skip up just like I did the other day. When something starts losing like it has been with the one hits, I actually skip. So let me just give you two teams that I'm really looking at in today's slate. Then I have some very exciting news for you guys in this video. For me, every morning I check out this checklist. Basically, I have to make sure everything is looking good and everything is functional. So it does take me a little bit longer. But what I did is I actually sat down and I made this into an automation now where all of this stuff is going to be basically just showing me exactly what I'm looking at or the plays. I'm going to give you exactly what that looks like, but basically this is what it is. So then make sure you're ready to take screenshots when I tell you to take screenshots. This is not going to be helpful to you. Right now it's just a bunch of, it looks like it's just all over the place. It looks like it's all over the place. It's very detailed, but it's actually very important stuff. So again, I'm going to tell you how clean this is going to be looking now and why it's so important. So just stay tuned for that. All right. So like I mentioned, today's slate is a lot smaller. You can see there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, about 10, 12 games or something like that. And there's not really much showing up. I was looking at this since last night. One of the strongest things that stood out to me was the Cincinnati Reds. And because the line was shifting since last night, when I caught this, I saw this all the way over here, which was like a 150 or something like that. I threw it out in the Discord and it was looking very good. So right now, this morning, I woke up and it's still looking very good. You can see this line is shifting downward from a 144 to 155. And then it does tell you the line movement snapshot from the Sharp Edge tool. If you guys don't have access to this, it's 7 days for free. So make sure you take advantage of that. But it is giving us a line movement snapshot. I'm not going to go through all these details, but it gives you the opening line, the current line, and then what the consensus of across all the books are doing. So for example, if I break this open, you can see all the sports books, what their offer is right now. And then because of that, it gives you the average, which the average is 163. The line opened up at 144 and it's currently at 160. I'm sorry, the consensus is 158, not 163. So again, the consensus is actually higher than the current line. So again, this is actually working in our favor. So the public, this is one of the games that I was talking about. The public is all over it, and I'll break it down even further so you can see what I'm looking at. Now, this is kind of the opposite of what I just said. It's going in the opposite direction, which is the Pirates. And the reason is that the Padres are actually like number 1 or number 2. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So they've been red hot and they're going against the Pirates, and the Pirates have been super cold. So this is one of the little contradictions, or actually a big contradiction of this game, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm playing it. So let me get right into it, guys. Right here, you got the Reds. They're going against the Giants. You can see the projected scores is 4.5 compared to a 3. The implied probability, what this means is based on the odds. It's saying the sportsbooks are telling us that it's a 60% chance that their Reds might be winning this game. Because of the way I set this up, whenever it's a minus 150 or worse, it's an auto skip, and it just marks it as a heavy chalk, meaning just be careful with it because it's already heavily juiced. It is giving us the sharp read, which says 151. This was earlier today. It went all the way up to like 158 now. So it is saying Burns and Weisenhunt. The team's quality justifies Cincinnati's down roughly 165. So what this is telling us is that Cincinnati should be right around 165, which it is actually on some books, but we could still get the value right around 156 is what I was able to get it at last night. It was what I was able to get it at last night. There's a massive advantage of the Cincinnati Reds for the starter, which is Burns. Also, the bullpen is very similar. So there is no advantage as far as the bullpen goes, but the opening starter is a massive difference. So right here, you got the bet percentages are 84%, the money is 94%, and the line is still shifting in their favor. So what this tells us is that the Cincinnati Reds started off as heavy favorites already at 144. They're currently even more heavy favorites, and then the public is all over this. So one of the major things that I've noticed, not so much recently, but a couple of weeks ago, is that when the money was this heavy on one side, that's when people start saying that this is bullshit because they say that Vegas makes the call, and they make it on purpose where the other team wins because they have this much money coming in on one side. I don't believe that stuff because if this was the case, why are the sportsbooks still shifting the money in Cincinnati's favor? So again, this is not a reverse line move. That's the risk. This is actually steam with the public. If you don't know understand what this means, you don't really need to know it right now. Just know that it is a risk because the money is flowing and the line is flowing in the same direction. So basically what this means is that the sharp aligns with the public, and that's normally not a good sign. Let's get deeper into this. You can see the line from the sportsbooks are saying that the Reds are supposed to be scoring under 4.5, and then over here it's saying under 3.5 for the Giants. So Cincinnati is actually priced 1 run higher than the Giants. 60% chance win probability with the market. It aligns with the market. And then you can see over here, the Giants have been sorry as hell lately, but they're still a better trade versus is a D plus grade. Cincinnati does lead 9 out of the 11 categories as far as stats. There is no injuries that are, we just added this, which is the injury report. It gives you all the breakdown of all the players that are injured. I'm not looking at that right now, but it is good to have right here in case we need it. Now you can, this is where the starting pitcher makes a huge difference. You can see Chase Burns, he's got 14 wins, 2 losses, 2.5 ERA. The FIP is 3.09. Look at the ERA on this guy, 8.86. He's started 5 times, and out of those 5 times, he lost 4 of them. The bullpen is also better for the Reds. And then the batting analysis, like I mentioned earlier, the Giants have been very bad right now. You look at the OPS on base percentage, they're literally the 24th worst team. So they are very, very bad right now. They're only scoring about 2 runs per game compared to 4 runs per game. The Reds have been a lot better, and the Giants have been struggling. So the first play I'm going to give you guys is the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going to talk about Pirates game, and then you can decide if you want to take that extra bet or not. I'll leave that up to you. Before I do that, let me show you the exciting news first, and then I'll talk about Pirates game. One last thing I'll mention about the Reds, you can see everything is sort of aligned in their favor. The expert insights, the line movement, the win probability, the OPS, the run differential, the projected runs, all that stuff. Everything is aligned with the Reds. Like I said, the biggest risk right now is that the public's team has pushed almost to a 95%, and the Sharps are in alignment with the public, which usually is not a good sign. I was going to break down each one of my wins yesterday, but instead of doing that, let me just show you all the other people in our Discord have been winning as well. So let me just quickly go over what we did. 2 under, no run first innings, 1.5. You can see the Phillies and the Cardinals, White Sox and the Mets. Those are the 2 teams that I mentioned that I did like yesterday. Marlins, I took them. I mentioned the Marlins. The Yankees, I took them live. They were up, and I ended up taking them with the Marlins. You can see as a 2-leg parlay on a live bet. I threw this out in the Discord. I did mention the Yankees and the Blue Jays on yesterday's video, and then the under stolen bases. And I also took the Marlins on the money line and the Rangers first 5 innings. So I gave you guys the Rangers first 5 innings. I forgot about this actually. So on the free picks, I was wrong. I actually gave you guys the no run first innings. I'm sorry, the first 5 innings on the Rangers, and I also gave you this one, which was the Marlins. So I did give you guys 2 winners. I did mention the 3 batters, and then I did mention the 2 no run first innings. So the real, if we tracked everything that I said yesterday, it's more of a 4-3 rather than a 2-3. So I stand corrected on that. Here's one of the plays that I was looking at earlier. I'm not going to go into this. I was going to explain this one, but I'm not going to. If you guys want to take a look at this one, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and the Detroit Tigers on the no run first inning. Take advantage of that one if you want. That's up to you if you want to take that or not. I'm not going to explain it in this video, but it's looking very strong. So here's the exciting news, guys. I have something called the verdict. We have about 11 or 12 people in there now, and this is basically what the sharp edge has been. So if you went through every single one of these tabs, and then you had my VIP picks, and you were doing all your own research, basically it comes down to 4 hours of research in 15 minutes. I've talked about this several times, but here's the exciting news. This is the VIP. It's like I said, we already have paid customers. If you wanted this section here, there's only 12 more slots available for 35% off. Once those 12 slots are done, it's going to go back up to the regular price of $75. You can get it right now for $50, and you'll be locked in, and you'll have this page right here, which is the verdict. Okay, let me tell you what the cheat sheet is. So right here, this is basically breaking down everything that I look at every morning. So this is why it's so exciting for me, at least, is that every morning when I used to come in and I would do my daily checklist, basically what I was building towards was this cheat sheet. Okay, I had my bet card, I had my line movement. I've talked about this in almost every other video. I talk about how I come up with these plays, and it's from the sharp edge. And then I start putting stuff together. I say, okay, this thing is pointing one way, this other thing is pointing the other way, things like that. So this cheat sheet, I'm actually going to give you guys access to this cheat sheet, and it's going to become the verdict. So forget about the naming. What this is going to be the sharp edge VIP, and what you're going to get is this right here. So this is going to turn into this, or vice versa. You're going to have access to both of these things. And why this is so important, take screenshots if you want, okay, because this is important. Right now, today, as of this morning, this is live, and this is literally telling me the Reds has the line movement. The Mariners, as an underdog at a +1.5, has the line movement. The Reds has a consensus, meaning that Kalshi and the Reds has the line movement. Now, the expert insights also mentioned the Reds. The spread on the run line is saying take a look at the Pirates, and that's actually why I was able to, I'm going to tell you about the Pirates also. Pitching, meaning who has the upper hand on the pitching, is giving us all these teams over here. It's saying the Red Sox, the Marlins on the under, the Rays, the Nationals, the Rangers, and the White Sox on the over, the Guardians, the Cubs and the Diamondbacks, the Twins, the Athletics and Twins on the over, Mariners and Phillies, Pirates, and the Reds. Okay, this is basically all the pitching stuff. And then the no-run first inning is telling us where to start looking also. It's giving us to look at the Marlins, the Red Sox, the Rays, and the Tigers, all of these teams here. I'm not going to explain all this stuff, but basically, if you want to take a screenshot of this, and the most important part of this page is where the stuff starts aligning. So for example, right here, it says dual signal. There's dual signals saying go with the Reds. There's also dual signals saying to look at the Reds on the under. What's going to happen now is that once you have access to this VIP section, and it's going to be cleaned up. So let me show you what it looks like right now. And this is what this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Right now, it's not done. But once it's done, you're going to see it like this. It's going to say the sharp plays verdict, all the one hitters to take a look at, all the convergence plays, all the spreads, all the line movement, and the expert insights, as well as my VIP picks. So all the stuff that I do is going to be on this one page, or maybe I'm going to split it in 2 pages, which is going to be the verdict and then the cheat sheet. Okay, so that's more than likely that's what I'm going to do now that I'm thinking about it. The verdict is going to be go with these plays, and the categories is going to say that's my cheat sheet that I'm looking at for the day. I'm never going to reveal my sources because that is basically the juice behind all this. But what this is telling you is that I actually do the research, is breaking down all my sources into the cheat sheet and the verdict. I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much. I'm going to talk about the Pirates game. I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm taking it. It's a coin flip game, but it makes sense, and everybody's looking in one direction and we're looking in the other direction. So it might backfire on us. I'll break down why I like it so much, and then let's get into it. All right. So the Pirates, you can see the projected score is 3.5 and 3.5. So there is no one of the things that does suck about this right away. I can tell you that the Padres are number 3 and the Pirates are pretty bad. Look at their number 24 and the Pirates are 3. So we're literally looking at the Pirates as number 24th worst team versus the Padres, which is the number 3 team. Once we get into this, you can see the projected score is 3.5 versus 3.5. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates are favorite minus 105, and they're actually even. And the Padres and the Pirates are right around 105. What this means is that it's split, so 50-50. Pirates are on the side of the edge. Ashcraft current form projection is better for a win probability with Ashcraft. I'm not going to get into all these details. There's a lot of details here on why Ashcraft is so good. Also, Robbie Ray's no bum either. But on top of that, the bullpen is better for the Padres. So the Padres have a massive advantage with them being number 3, and the Pirates have a worse advantage. They don't have an advantage. They're underdogs. But the thing that doesn't make any sense is if 78% of the public and 68% of the money is coming in on the Padres, why is this line stuck at a 106? You can see the sharp differential is 10% towards the Padres. So for me, this means that the money is hesitant. The books are hesitant to give you more value on the Pirates, because if this much money was coming in on the Padres, why is this line stuck? Okay, and the reason it's stuck is because they don't trust that the Padres are going to win this game. If we start going deeper into this, you can see that the over 3.5 is favored for the Pirates, and then the under is favored on the 3.5 for the Padres. I was actually looking at the under as well, but I'm not touching the under. I'm going to tell you that I do like the Padres. I'm sorry, the Pirates, but there's a 51% chance. I'm not going to go into this deeper. You can see the breakdown between both of these pitchers. They're very similar. A grade over here with Ashcraft, and then Robbie Ray is a B minus. One of the things that does suck is this breakdown. It does tell us that some of these batters for the Pirates struggle against this guy. You got the 143 right here with Lowe. You got Trilio over here, and then York. So 3 of these batters are ice cold against Robbie Ray. Ashcraft, they don't have any stats. You can see no prior matchups from the Padres versus Ashcraft. The bullpen is better, like I mentioned, for the Padres. The batting is better for the Padres. And that is the big risk right here, that the Pirates have been sucking, and the Padres so basically the Padres are on an incline and the Pirates are on a decline. So that is the risk if you're willing to take it. So again, guys, this one is very risky, but the way I'm taking this, I'm buying it back. I'm going to the plus 1.5 for the Pirates, and then I'm doing the Reds at a plus 1.5. So I'm taking the Reds 2 different times. I'm taking them on the money line. I'm also taking them at the plus 1.5 as a 2-leg parlay with the Pirates at a plus 1.5. So if you don't know what this means, it's very simple. Is that both teams can lose as long as they don't lose by 2 runs. But both of those have to hit in order for this to be a winner. Plus 1.5 on the Pirates, plus 1.5 on the run line for the Reds. That's what I'm going with. You can skip that one. Feel free to skip it because of the reasoning I just gave you. But I do trust it because the line is stuck. Even though this much money is coming in on the Padres, Pirates have kept the line stuck for the Pirates. Last thing I'll mention, guys, more than likely I'm not going to go with any of these, but these are the guys that came up to get 1 hit. You got Yandy Diaz from the Tampa Bay Rays. If you want to take screenshots, it's up to you. More than likely I'm going to be skipping these batters, but I'll give you the ones that are looking decent. You got Yandy Diaz to get a hit, Sal Stewart to get a hit, Michael Bush to get a hit, Dean Rafaela to get a hit. And again, you can see there's some negative stuff here, so do your own research. Don't quote me on these. I would more likely skip this guy because of these numbers over here. And by the way, this right here that you're looking at is actually going to be part of the Sharp Edge VAT as well. So everything I just showed you about this verdict and the categories, the props are going to be this page right here that I'm showing you. So anyways, Michael Bush from the Cubs, Cedin Rafaela from the Red Sox. Again, do your own research. Do not quote me on these. Do not say, hey, I took all these batters and they didn't get a hit. Don't do that because I'm not doing the research on these. I'm just giving you the ones that showed up. Junior Caminero, Tampa Bay Rays, Luke, Kershaw from the Twins, Lawrence Butler from the Athletics, and that's it, guys. So Lawrence Butler, Luke Kershaw, Junior Caminero, Cedin Rafaela, Michael Bush, Sal Stewart, and Yandy Diaz. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's get to 6,000 6,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate everybody that's here every other day and every day. Please make sure you leave comments. Make sure you leave a like. If you agree with this stuff, you don't agree with it, I would like to see your input on what you're going with in the comments. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers.